There's something truly magical about watching plants grow and thrive, especially when you've put in the hard work to nurture them. From the first sprout to the final harvest, every step is a labor of love. There's nothing like fresh veggies straight from the vine. The taste, the texture, the satisfaction of knowing exactly where your food comes from, it's unbeatable. Tomatoes in particular are a garden favorite. Their vibrant colors and juicy flavors make them a staple in many dishes. But keeping those plants healthy and pest-free, well, that's a whole other story. Gardeners face a myriad of challenges, from unpredictable weather to relentless pests. It's a constant battle to ensure that your plants stay in peak condition. Did you know tomato plants have a secret weapon? It's something many gardeners might overlook, but it's incredibly effective. It's called tomato tar, and it's stickier than a honey jar on a summer day. This natural substance is produced by the plant itself, and it serves a very important purpose. Now, this isn't the kind of tar you find on the road. Road tar is black and thick, used for paving and sealing. Tomato tar, on the other hand, is a natural secretion from the plant. It's a greenish-yellow substance you'll find on tomato plant stems and leaves. This sticky residue might seem like a nuisance, but it's actually a sign that your plant is actively defending itself. You might have even brushed against it and wondered what that sticky stuff was. It's easy to mistake it for sap or some kind of plant disease, but it's far from harmful. Well, wonder no more. That, my friends, is pure plant power at work. Tomato tar is the plant's way of saying, "Back off, pests." It's a natural deterrent that helps keep harmful insects at bay. Tomato tar might not be the prettiest thing in the garden, but it plays a mighty important role. Without it, our beloved tomato plants would be much more vulnerable to attacks. Think of it as the plant's first line of defense against all those pesky critters looking for a tasty tomato snack. By producing this sticky substance, the plant creates a barrier that makes it difficult for pests to reach the precious fruit. So next time you see that sticky tar, give a nod to your tomato plant for its clever defense strategy. So what exactly is in this sticky concoction? Tomato tar is made up of some pretty interesting ingredients. The main players are Acylsugars and Trichomes. Now, I know those sound like fancy science words, but stick with me. Acylsugars are basically sugar molecules with a bit of a kick. They're super bitter and make the plant taste pretty awful to insects. Trichomes, on the other hand, are tiny little hairs on the plant's surface. These hairs act like tiny spears, trapping insects and making it harder for them to munch on the plant. Together, Acylsugars and Trichomes create a formidable defense system. It's like a sticky trap that tastes terrible, not exactly a recipe for a good meal. Those tiny insects looking for a quick bite? They think they found an easy meal on your tomato plants. But little do they know, tomato tar stops them in their tracks. This sticky substance is a game changer. That sticky surface makes it super hard for insects to move around. They get stuck, unable to reach the juicy parts of the plant. Imagine trying to walk across a floor covered in honey. Not easy, right? That's exactly what these insects experience. Plus, that bitter taste of the acylsugars sends a clear message. This tomato plant is not on the menu. These acylsugars are like a bitter warning sign. Some insects are so turned off by the taste and the sticky situation that they decide to find their dinner elsewhere. They simply can't handle the double whammy of stickiness and bitterness. And that, my friends, is a win for the tomato plant. It can now grow strong and healthy without the constant threat of insect damage. Tomato tar is like a natural bug repellent, keeping those pesky critters at bay and protecting our precious tomato plants. It's an organic solution that doesn't harm the environment. It's nature's way of saying, "Not today, bugs." With tomato tar, we can enjoy bountiful harvests without the worry of pests ruining our crops. So next time you see those little critters eyeing your tomato plants, remember, tomato tar is your secret weapon. Keep your garden thriving and your tomatoes safe. It's not just insects that tomato tar keeps away. This sticky, natural substance is a versatile defender in the garden. Those larger garden visitors, like deer and rabbits, aren't too fond of it either. These animals, often seen as cute and harmless, can wreak havoc on a garden if left unchecked. You see, tomato plants are part of the nightshade family, and most nightshades have a slightly toxic nature. This inherent toxicity acts as a natural deterrent for many animals. While the amount of toxins in tomato tar isn't enough to harm humans, It can be unappealing to animals with more sensitive systems. The combination of the tar's texture and its taste makes it an effective repellent. That sticky texture combined with the slightly unpleasant taste is usually enough to send deer and rabbits hopping off to find something a bit more appetizing. They quickly learn that tomato plants are not worth the trouble. So, not only does tomato tar protect against those tiny invaders, but it also helps deter the bigger garden grazers. This dual-action protection is a gardener's best friend. It's like a natural fence, protecting our tomatoes from all angles. Here's another reason to appreciate tomato tar. It helps prevent disease. Now, how does it do that, you ask? Well, it all comes back to those pesky insects. You see, insects aren't just annoying, they can also spread diseases from plant to plant. Think of them as little flying disease carriers. But when tomato tar keeps those insects away, it also reduces the chances of diseases spreading through your garden. It's like a natural disinfectant, keeping your tomato plants healthy and strong. So the next time you see that sticky tar, remember it's not just protecting against bites, it's also preventing disease. Sometimes it's the little things that make a big difference. Understanding the role of tomato tar might seem like a small detail, but it can change the way you garden. When you know how important that sticky substance is, you're less likely to wash it off or try to remove it. You'll appreciate it for what it is, a sign of healthy, strong plants that are ready to defend themselves. So, the next time you're in your garden, take a closer look at your tomato plants. Notice that sticky tar and give those plants a little nod of appreciation for their natural defense mechanisms. Gardening is full of surprises, and not all of them are pretty. But sometimes, the messiest parts of nature are the most fascinating and beneficial. Tomato tar might not be the most glamorous aspect of gardening, but it's a reminder that even in the plant world, there's beauty and function. So let's embrace the sticky side of gardening. Let's appreciate those natural defenses that keep our plants healthy and our gardens thriving. After all, a little bit of tar never hurt anyone, right? And besides, who doesn't love a good success story? And when those tomato plants are bursting with juicy, delicious tomatoes, well, that's a happy ending we can all celebrate. It might be sticky, it might not be the prettiest thing in the garden, but it's a powerful force of nature. It protects our plants, supports sustainable gardening, and might even hold the key to some amazing future innovations. It's a reminder that even the smallest details can have a big impact, and it's a testament to the incredible power and ingenuity of nature. Now go out there and get your hands dirty, and don't be afraid of a little bit of sticky tar. Happy gardening!